what you asked about, the clipboard. See, this is what I love about working with EL. I'm like, okay, we're gonna do a die, it's gonna be a clipboard, but it's gonna kind of function. Oh yes, I know. Well, so if you were just to use this die, it's a mover and shaper, so I can use it in a base die. So in other words, if I wanted to put it in this die, I can actually stick those pieces in this die. If I didn't want to use an outer shape though, I can use a base tray. And a base tray is basically just this base without additional blade in there. And this is really good because maybe you have pre-existing tags or store-bought cards or something that you just want to add something to it. So maybe you've got a whole pack of, I don't know, Christmas cards, and you kind of want to make them, but you don't want to start from scratch. But maybe you want to put a photo in it. Well, you could get a set like this, put that on your base tray, open your Christmas card, run it through, and it's going to cut a window in there for a photo. So you can still utilize this with other pre-cut things. So let's get to this clipboard die. The clipboard die, believe it or not, has some crease rule in it. So if you used it by itself, in other words, if you put this down and you use 2 clear cutting pads, chances are it would cut out everything. It wouldn't really crease. And that's what's going to give you kind of what you see on the package. It's going to give you this as a die cut piece, and it's going to give you this. But let me point out what this one has. This bottom piece only has 3 blades. The bottom, there is no blade. Okay? So what I did with mine at home is on the foam part, I actually took a white pen and marked it so I knew where that was. Otherwise, sometimes you'll be in a rush and you'll put it there and you'll be like, oh. You put it upside down. Have you done it already? Yeah, white pen. Yeah, really, that's what I did. And not only that, but even my cutting pads at home, and now I have red paint on them. I just took my paint dabber and just colored one end red so you can see them. Because there's so many times I'm like, where are the cutting pad? I'm like, it's right here. Yeah, the whole table is like a giant cutting pad. So I'm like, where is it? All right, so what we can do on this, because it's magnetic, is we can move this apart. So depending on what we want to clip, that can determine how far apart this actually goes. Okay, so let's just do it this way. Let me make sure my blade's at the bottom. There we go. We'll take a piece of cardstock. I don't know, let's take something brown. There we are. All right, I'm gonna place this down. So because I know this has crease rule in it, I'm gonna use my crease pad as my top layer and my cutting pad on the bottom. Let's get this played out, put it in the machine. The nice thing about the Vagabond, you can go either direction, so depending on what side of the table you're working on, you can just change direction on that switch. So here's what we're gonna get here. Okay, we've actually cut this shape. So our bottom only has 3 blades, so that's gonna act as a ledge. This top will actually bend up. Our crease rule is right there on the left and the right. You see that little indentation? This is completely cut. So this is going to allow me to go in and I can curve this slightly if I'm doing cardstock. And basically what we've created is a functioning clipboard. So we can go in and cut this, and this will clip on whatever you want. Because this just clips up. It's cool, huh? Yeah, so you can go in and clip a photo if you want, depending, because you get to determine the size. So if you had a photo and this was going to be vertical, well then those just move further apart. Or maybe you wanted to get someone a Starbucks gift card. Anyone? There you go. Now what I've done on both of these, you see these shapes that these are on? These are actual base dies. So here, this is the clipboard in the postage stamp. So see how it cuts that right out of the postage stamp. This one, you could have done this out of a pre-existing tag, but we also have a number 8 base tag die. So this actually cut my tag out of grunge board or chipboard, but it kind of leaves those pieces. And I love grunge because it's flexible. So it allowed me to kind of keep that little curve, which made it pretty fun. That's a cool die. It's fun, yeah. But if you didn't want to use it as a clipboard and you just wanted to cut it, you would just cut the shape like normal. Just take it, cut it, and then you could attach it. You could glue it down, you could stick a brad through it, and you could just use it as just kind of a clipboard looking piece.
But you don't get the gist of it from the packaging, obviously.
Right, yeah, because it's packaged like this where you actually see both pieces and you think, you're like, what's with the rectangle, buddy? Like, random? Yeah, but yeah, because they're looking at the shape and they're like,
What is that right?
yeah.
Very cool.
So they look at that and they're like, what is that? But it was just one of those that you had to see it to believe, which is exactly what I said on my blog. Once you see it, you'll have that. I get it. It's cool though. I mean, I like things. I think dies are always an investment, so the more you can get out of something, the more use you have, the better. That's what's always fun about it.